Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Ishkra is in the chat. What's up, girl? Oh yeah, Max wanted to take over as host. Man, you gotta fight for that position of power. Both of you, duel. So how y'all doing? It's been good. It's been good recently. My arm is all messed up. I'm sorry. I have to massage it. It's all I have. That's what happens when you're drawing a lot. But yes. Hope everyone is doing good and is safe and healthy. Good thoughts, guys. This is our happy stream. I realize I'm not uploading as the 5-day per week usual, but I figure at the very least I can talk about other things in this live stream to kind of make up for it. We'll cover a few topics maybe other people are talking about. Maybe. I don't know. It seems like a lot of things that people talk about, they seem to be like overly excitable about it when it's just like, fuck cares, right? Right? And then other things are just kind of depressing and stupid. There's a lot of stupid news out there in the world today, especially now, of all times, right? Apparently, Brie Larson has a YouTube channel now. Wonder how that's gonna work out for her. Yeah, Brie Larson has been trending in the news lately, and I guess it's because she's trying to get noticed lately, right? She's trying to drop a lot of keywords, like buzzwords, to try to get her in the news more often. You watched it? I have not looked at her YouTube channel yet. I could do that right now, though. You guys want to watch me live as I look at her YouTube channel? Oh, God. Oh, already verified. Cool. Must be fun to be you. My first YouTube video, 21 minutes long? It's 21 minutes long? Why? Why is it so long? All right, let me get this on here. You're gonna want to see this. Her first YouTube video. Oh my god.
Hi, I'm Brie Larson. Oh god. Hi.
It's funny because she's quirky and awkward, just like you and me. It's so weird when actors and actresses try to act awkward so that they'll be more relatable. You're an actress. You're used to speaking in front of a camera already. You ain't fooling nobody. What are you doing? She has a lot to say. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure she has a lot, right? Should I just skip this intro? Is this just going to be pure cringe? I don't know how much cringe I'm willing to take tonight.
Brie Larson. I'm an actor. You might know me from Captain Marvel, or maybe you know me from nothing. Maybe you just randomly from the algorithm clicked on this, but regardless.
Yeah, I'm sure the algorithm is helping you out a lot, huh?
Why am I starting a YouTube channel? Great question. YouTube has been a place that I have learned so much. Whether it's been like how to use my printer, or it's been watching like how to be a considerate activist.
Okay, so the real reason why she's starting a YouTube channel. Money, activism, which also gives her more money. Woo! I mean, like, I don't have anything against actors, actresses, starting YouTube channels. I don't give a fuck. Right? Who cares? Dr. Phil has a YouTube channel. Will Smith has a YouTube channel. Everyone's getting a YouTube channel because they want to make a little bit extra money on the side, and they know that they can take advantage of how many fans that they have and immediately get subscribers, even if their content sucks. And yeah, a lot of their content tends to suck, unfortunately. Money go, yep, that's exactly right. I don't really care. You don't have to even answer the question of why are you starting a YouTube channel, as far as I'm concerned. I know you're doing it for money. And I guess another thing about it is just like social media, whenever actors and actresses, get on social media, they get to be in this community filled with their fans and overwhelming support. And some people need that. And then the moment when somebody else stumbles across their account and is like, oh man, you really suck as an actress, or something, very basic trolling like that, they'll just freak out. And it's kind of humorous, but it's also part of because they're on there in the first place just to be surrounded by this community who loves them. And so they freak out when they don't get that, when they instead get the real online world. I'm assuming that, hang on, there we go. Oh, good amount of comments. Give me all the ideas. What do you want to see and who should I collab with? I'm willing to bet she's probably going to collab with a lot of people. Diesel patches. I don't even know. Liberal privilege on camera. Came here to read the comments and check the response of the public. We all feel it, man. Don't rely on Lily Singh for comedic advice. That's true. Lily Singh is she mentioned working with Lily Singh. That's a red flag right there, huh? She's not funny at all. This is a mistake when she says she likes Fortnite. Oh no. No, don't go there, Karen. No. So I made a decision. Collab with Diesel Patches. I don't even know who Diesel Patches is. But it's funny, everyone collectively is like, stay away from Lily Singh, Brie. Even people who seem to like Brie Larson are saying stay away from Lily Singh. She's just widely unliked. Even more unliked than Brie Larson, which is kind of funny. Alright. I don't know, man. I don't think it's really... I mean, we're 33 seconds in. I've already had a lot to say. I don't know if I can do like a whole 20 videos of this. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right. You know it. You know her tone of voice already. What are you doing? Oh man, celebrities are going fucking nuts. If you are going to make a YouTube channel, decide on the type of content first. Don't just make a video like, hey, what kind of content do you want to see from me? No, that's not our job. That's not our job to decide that for you. You're supposed to be the creative person. You figure it out. You figure out what you want your YouTube channel to be. Oh yeah, hip and cool for those youngsters out there. Hey, fellow kids, don't you like rap music or something? Oh, I don't know, man. I think it's too much. It's too much cringe. It's too much cringe for me. Like, if you want to start a YouTube channel, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. But at least figure out what you're gonna do. It's goofy, super goofy. What would the collabs even be? Just like chill streams, or just like talking about random topics, or talking about their political beliefs and their activism? And if you're a good person like me, you'll vote for this person. Maybe she'll do gameplay videos. Yeah, gaming with Fortnite. Oh my gosh, that would be great. That would be absolutely wonderful. Honestly. Brie and Dannphan collab. You know it. You know it, baby. So there's been a lot of weirdness happening in the anime community too, right? Japan. A lot of people in Japan are getting really irritated by all the US censorship. So it's not just us. Woo! We're not crazy. Well, I mean, of course Japan is going to get upset with censorship of their own materials. Like, what are you trying to say here, America? And then the funny part is then Japan is also censoring some of the stuff from America that's going into their country. And yeah, I think they were saying something like the Japanese government is being pressured by America to censor more things or something. Folks are apparently racist against Japan in the name of tolerance. Yeah, it's irritating. I mean, like, Funimation, we've seen it very, very often, of course. They wouldn't even dub the something reviewers, Ishiko, I don't know. I mean, I'm not watching that show, obviously. That does not seem like something I would enjoy. But it's kind of silly to like start up the dub and then be like, oh, never mind. Didn't realize it was softcore porn. My bad. Yeah. There's a lot of Funimation dubs that really irk me. But it's mainly just like, besides all of the censorship, the dialogue itself really irks me sometimes, because Funimation, they really like to add in current slang, which is really not current at all, because I don't use any of that slang. And then they'll have the characters talk like this, because this is more relatable. And then they'll just like make random references to things that were relevant 15 years ago. I was watching like The Devil Was a Part-Timer and they referenced Super Size Me. Like, what? There's no way that was in the original, right? That's such a weird reference to make. And it's just cringy. Fan subs are usually better, in my opinion. Maybe. Why does censorship exist? Well, I think that there's reasoning for censorship to exist. The main reasoning being that some people don't want to look at some things. That is basically true, but that's a very oversimplification. It's like with the rating system. The rating system makes sense. It tells you what kind of content you're about to watch. It separates them by basically age group, but, and basically the idea is that you'll know how extreme something is when you go into watching it, so you won't be shocked or see something that you don't want to see. That's the idea behind it anyway. But for some reason, even with the rating system, people are complaining about what they see in movies and TV. And it's like, you should expect some of this stuff, guys. But then there's also censorship of things that aren't offensive or shocking at all. And then that's just a whole other level of ridiculousness. Oh, thank you, Dallaire. Golden Boy dub is best Golden Boy. Good to know. Damn fly. I'll definitely keep that in mind. You really have to search for good dubs. You really have to experiment. I've watched fan dubs before, and some of them aren't really that bad, honestly. And sometimes they'll do a much better translation than the official dub, which is really, really head-scratching, right? But I assume it's because they're like real fans of the work and people who have like really studied up on it and know these characters inside out, so they know what dialogue they should have this character say and what dialect to say it in. And I can respect that. It's pretty fun. Anyway, there is a lot of news regarding censorship. Yeah, so Japan is getting upset with the amount of censorship that America is pressuring on them, but then Japan is also censoring like the sex scene from The Last of Us Part 2, which is pretty ironic. But, you know, I guess they thought that the photorealism made it too graphic. They obviously they don't show anything per se. I guess they show both the characters topless, but that's about it. I don't know. I don't really think that was necessary. Granted, I didn't see the whole scene. I only saw the beginning of it. But I think it cuts from there, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm not the right person to talk about that type of stuff. Oh, and The Simpsons no longer allow white actors to voice non-white roles. That's a thing, right? People are like, you have to be that race to voice that race. And The Simpsons specifically, I think it kind of started with the documentary, what was it, on True TV? It's called The Problem with Apu. And didn't they end up like removing that character? No, maybe something happened or whatever. And basically the idea of that documentary is this guy who's Indian, he was bullied because I don't know, I guess because of his race or whatever, but he was bullied in school and the bullies would call him Apu. And thank you again for the $2 super chat. Griffith did nothing wrong. No idea what that means, but I assume it might be from the anime that you referenced. But yeah. And so instead of blaming the bullies, like would be the logical thing to do, or even blaming the parents for, you know, not teaching their kids not to bully or whatever, they blamed the show for even creating Apu as a character in the first place. So it started off with like, this character shouldn't exist because then Indians will be called that character's name. And then at one point, the argument changed to, oh, did you know it was a white guy who did the Apu voice? Therefore, it's only bad because it was a white guy doing that voice. Even if it was an Indian doing the voice, though, pretty sure bullies in school probably would have still called you Apu. Or something even worse. There probably would have been a different word to replace that with, you know? Anyway. So Disney has The Simpsons now. Already censoring episodes, from what I understand. And they've made this announcement. It's like, hey, from now on, all the Simpsons characters are going to be voiced by the exact race of the character, which is not necessary. I think if your voice matches the character, if it matches what they're going for, then it works. I've seen black voice actors voice non-black characters, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter so long as it works, as long as it sounds right. Right? And it's so silly. Does that mean that other people will have to hold the standard? That brings up a whole other list of questions, because now what about anime dubs? Do we have to only get Japanese people to do the anime dubs now? We're going to have to start flying them overseas just to do the English dub? Or will we say to Japan, hey, you have to do the English dub from now on, because can't voice characters that we're not we're not the race of. It's silly. It is. It's like, it's okay. It's okay to not be the race of the character that you're voicing. It's just the voice that matters. If you match it, then that's all that matters. And people who are trying to say, like, oh, well, white people can't sound like black people, or, they give you that impression, like, white people and black people just naturally sound different. And it's not entirely true. I understand why that stereotype might exist, because the idea is the area you're from, you'll pick up on a certain accent or a certain way of speaking. That's really what it is. Like, it's weird, but you'll notice that based on the area black people or white people are from, their dialect will change. And it's also, it's kind of, isn't it kind of racist to support the stereotype that all black people sound the same? And so you need a black person to play a black person because they'll all sound the same. At the end of it, it's just an accent. It's just a way of speaking based on the area you're from. People can mimic that. It's not a big deal. Everyone thought Donkey was black. Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true. Everyone thought he was black. He got away with so much stuff because everyone thought he was black. This is funny. But, yeah. Yeah, they're called actors for a reason. Very good point. Very good. Very good point. But, yeah. And HBO Max, I don't know how you guys feel about HBO Max. I hear that they're starting to censor stuff on their platform as well, which never looks good. Because it's like, if you're gonna censor all the stuff that's on your streaming service, why would I buy the streaming service to get a censored version of something that I like? At that point, I might as well watch it on TV or just buy the DVD. Is, it costs you nothing to give me the uncensored version. You're just choosing to make it censored to get clout or get some virtue tossed your way. It's like, oh, look at us. We're so cool. We're so cool. We understand what people want. And you don't actually. You are completely tone deaf. Oh, what else is new? What else is new? Oh, I guess I can tell you a little bit about the Indiegogo campaign. Oh, I got an email. Oh, good. Cool. So that email is from a voice actor, actually. Oh, sorry. I'm facing away from the mic. You probably can't hear me. I said I got an email, and the email looks like it's from a voice actor. I've been working on Ellie 2, and artistically, it's turning out much better than the first one. Honestly, I didn't think the first one was that bad, but as time goes on, I look back at it and I see all these mistakes, and I'm like, ugh. It's funny, but it only shows that I'm getting better, which is great. And Mr. Roboto, thank you for the $2. Your accent, New Jersey or New York? HBO Max, maybe. I don't know. I lived close to Philly, so probably some form of a Philly mixed with rural accent that you're hearing. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, working on LE2, and I thought it would be nice to do a little short and a little animated short to kind of promote it. So I was emailing some voice actors to play the two main characters, Calvin and Ellie. And one of them has gotten back to me. So that's cool, right? Thank you, RC Scott, for the $5. Here's to another week of surviving the cancer culture. Cheers. Yeah, here's to it. Yeah. It's funny, PewDiePie actually made a whole video about cancel culture. Granted, he was making a video basically reacting to a video, but he was also giving his own input on the whole thing. And obviously, considering what how cancel culture is always kind of after him, that's it's not a very positive opinion on the cancel culture. I want to eat some candy. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna actually open up one of these mochis. I was gonna save them. I was, but gotta do it. Chance of Ellie becoming a full-blown comic? Oh, you mean a printed comic? I'd like to get him printed, but I don't know. Eat all the mochi. The one thing that I hate about eating is on like the stream is the crumpling of the paper. It really picks up on the mic, and it sounds so awful. It really does. I'm sorry about that. Got it from Baksu. Remember that video? Although I did actually really enjoy the stuff that I got from Baksu. Like, that was not acting. That was really good fucking candy. I did another video when I was unboxing Tokyo Treat, and we were doing like rating different candies. Me and Adam were. And to be honest, no offense to Tokyo Treat, but I did enjoy Baksu's candies much more. They were very sweet. Mochi is good. It is. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. Oh my gosh. Yes. I don't know, it was something about some candies. They're not as sweet, or they're a little bit bland, but this genuinely has like very sweet, very flavorful candies. I don't know, maybe it was just the selection that Tokyo Treat sent. Maybe it just wasn't as good of candy that they sent us. I don't know. Oh yeah. Sugar. Crap loads of sugar. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, mochi, it's literally just like, I don't know, how would I describe mochi? It's like cookie dough without the chocolate chips. It's covered in powdered sugar, and it's chewy like a gummy. Okay, that's a terrible way to describe mochi, but that's also 100% correct. I wanted to send you some Polish sweets, but it's impossible to send through the USA. Yeah, shipping is a bitch overseas. It really is. Mochi sounds like the name for a dog. Yeah, mochi Mochi sounds cute, right? So you would imagine that if you were going to give someone the name Mochi, you would pick a very cute thing to do. I always called it Japanese ice cream. Well, there's mochi ice cream. There is. And oh my god, mochi ice cream is so good. Delish. Oh. I got a super chat. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was chewing as I noticed. Cheers, Dannphan. Really love the channel. And Golden Boy is the best. All right. Well, apparently people are really talking good about Golden Boy. Maybe I should actually look it up, see what all the buzz is about. You've got me convinced now with your super chats. Mr. Roboto, another $5 in a apocalypse. Are you Clementine from Telltale Walking Dead, or Ellie from Last of Us, or in between? In an apocalypse? In an apocalypse, I'm the man who gets infected and shoots themselves so that I don't hurt anyone. I would be fucking dead. No doubt in my mind, baby. Oh, there's Toya. Man, that voice actor sounds pretty badass. That comic dub sounds sick too. I'll have to tell my friends about it. There you go, guys. Secret's blown. Yeah, it's the thing. Oh, sorry. I'd better get this other super chat before it disappears. Thank you, Naze Meiser. $2. Hear about Twitter changing coding nomenclature? No, I haven't heard about that. Sorry. Yeah, I was looking for voice actors who were, I guess, for the most part, either in the circle of people that I've seen around or people that I know wouldn't have a problem with the channel. So, yes, the secret's out. Toya knows who I am. I was hoping he would voice Calvin. Thank you for another super chat, George. Or actually, was this your first one? I don't. Man, I'm terrible. Something made you sweeter than you already are. Gotta have it. Oh shucks. Nomenclature. I still have no idea. Is this an English word I should know? Just throw the trash away. Okay. I'm a programmer, not an English major. Spell check. Voice actor, I'll take the role. Yeah. I would think it would be like really fun to do animated shorts on this channel. I mean, I've done little animations before in the past. Nothing really too spectacular. I'm not that great. But I could also hire people. That's the fun part. I know a few animators, or at least I've seen them around. I know of them, at least. So it would be fun. It'd be fun just to have some animated stuff to post. I know that people really like seeing animated stuff on YouTube. Or at least I do. They tend to get popular. And I figure it's a good way to like show off my characters a little bit. Obviously. But also just do something fun that I like. And I really like animation. I've always been in love with animation. And I feel like it would make me happier on a personal level to just be even somewhat involved in animation. Thank you for the €2, de facto leader. Could you take Brie Larson in a fight if you had to? I don't know, man. She's older than me. But I do got these guns, though. Nah, I'd probably get fucked up. Unless I brought a weapon or something, bring my katana to the fight. I know you do the in and out thing, and then sliced. It was so fast she couldn't even see it. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Love animation on YouTube. Yeah, I love it too. At some point in my life, I thought, hey, if I'm rich enough one day, I'd love to do like a YouTube animated series. But man, you'd have to be like really, you'd have to be really getting the money from that, especially because if it would have to be like an adult series, right? Because YouTube now, if you make a kids series, it'll be flagged as kids content, and you won't make any money from it. You'll basically make nothing. It's a shame. But yeah, and then you have to really push products out for an animated series, because you're basically going to make all your money from those products, and you can't do that if you're doing a kids show on YouTube, of course, because you can't put your advertisements on there. You can't what were they saying? You can't ask kids to buy things, or you can't sponsor things on the kids' YouTube. I don't know. It seems like really overly complicated. If you want to do kid stuff on YouTube, you might as well make your own TV channel and put all that stuff on there. It's difficult. But I guess if you're doing adult stuff, maybe it's not as bad, but you still have to really get into the merchandising, because you're not going to make that much on YouTube. Even if you're making like a million views per episode, it's still not going to be that much to cover all the expenses the animation actually costs. I mean, I guess there's stuff like Ruby, right? Where it's like kind of cheaply animated. But I wouldn't want to do that. If I'm going to animate something, I would want it to be like fucking cool, you know? Or at least as cool as my money could get me. Found another alternative to YouTube you like. Oh, find another alternative to YouTube? Right. I did make a whole video about that, didn't I? I should really tally up those votes. I haven't looked at them yet. But yeah, tally up the votes, and then I have to download all my videos and re-upload them. That'll be fun. Ruby looks hideous. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the CGI anime thing. They try to do it with actual anime from Japan too, where they make everything CGI. I just don't think it looks that great. It has its own thing to it, and I guess it works in video games because you're kind of expecting it to look 3D, right? But when you try to put in an actual show, I don't know. It just kind of loses a certain touch, in my opinion. You know, no hate if you like it, but just kind of loses something that I like. Yeah, Uncanny Valley, that's another thing. Expressions are a lot harder to get across. The animation is... Everything looks a little bit stiff. It basically looks like a video game cutscene, but not like the fully rendered, glorious looking cutscenes. Not the ones that they get a whole studio to make. It looks like the crappy cutscenes where they just use the models, and you know. Thank you for the more super chat, Mr. Roboto. Thundercats Go exists, so you can have a future in animation. If it intelligence you would make another Adventure Time type show. Yeah, but Thundercats Roar, as cheap as that is, it does still have a good funding behind it. I mean, at least compared to what a YouTube series would have behind it. You'd really need a good amount of support behind you to do a YouTube series. There's a lot of animators on YouTube who just animate for the experience. Also, I guess for the views, of course. But the animator, I should say, who did the Has Been Hotel. I thought that was a pretty okay short. They had to kickstart it to finish the whole thing, though, right? And then there's a bunch of other shorts that they've made themselves, and they do that basically for their audience, make a little bit money on the side, but also for the mere experience, the practice of animating, which is what builds up this super strong, extra experienced animator who can create all sorts of amazing things. But I'm nowhere near that level. I'm nowhere near that on animating. Best, actually, the closest I've gotten is storyboarding. I have the least amount of experience in actually doing in-betweens and all of that jazz. And I've tried to get into OpenToonZ at one point, but it's kind of glitchy. So I ended up just, whenever I've animated something, I ended up just doing separate files, exporting all the individual frames, and then putting it into iMovie, which you can't really do fast. You can't really do that many frames per second with the iMovie. So I think they limit it down to 0.1 second per picture that they let you do on iMovie. That's not enough. That's not super good for animating. Anyway, I'm sorry, we've gone a little bit off topic, haven't we? Hey, look. Oh, that looks stupid. Hey, look. We've reached 11K today. Woo! So I guess we're getting about to the end of the campaign of Orgasm Girl. 5 days left on this baby, so that'll be, I guess, your chance. If you haven't got it, you can go ahead and pick it up. Pick it up, enjoy. This will be my first comic campaign. Reach the goal. Actually, this was the original goal. 11,000. 11,000 was the original goal of the first campaign. And here we are. Here we are, guys. It's awesome. And I hope that you do, in fact, enjoy the comic when you get it. Right now, we've run into a little bit of a break, mostly because Sanity is dealing with some stuff, but I'm expecting, and he's also expecting, to get back to drawing up more pages by next week. So you guys will see some new stuff. Me personally, I'll probably be working on finishing inking up LE2, but I'll also get started on lettering Orgasm Girl, maybe doing the flats. That's basically been our routine. I've done the flats and then passed them back to Sanity for the shading. I don't want to give him too much work, obviously, especially when he's got a lot going on in his own life. But yeah, so we are going to have that out to you. I hope that you enjoy it. And then I guess if this goes successfully, I probably will want to do more campaigns. Is there any specific comic you'd like to see from me in the future? Curious. I know that you each have your preferences, and a lot of you probably weren't really on board with this comic. I 100% honest. I understand why. It's very niche. It's very weird. Of course, that's like the whole point. Is that it's weird, right? That's the whole thing. But if you personally do have something that you enjoy and that you a genre that you'd like to see from me, maybe I'm already working on it. So it's nice just to know what the people who are watching me enjoy, so I know what I should be focusing on next. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. In other news, Fresher Luke is back at it. You guys hear about this? You know about this? Huh? Oop, that looks stupid. Why do I keep clicking on that one? Fresher Luke, man. He's back at it. He's doing a Forsaken Gods comic, and this art looks so sick. I do. I really love his art. It looks very nice, very stylistic. Look at him using all the different brushes, mixed medium. I assume this is all digital, of course, but looking nice. Looking very nice. 60 pages. Oh my gosh. Goals 2,200. I wonder how he came up with that number. I guess he's doing all the bunt of the work himself, so maybe that's like the minimum that he needs to get the book itself funded, and he's not taking a cut for himself. But that's kind of sad. He should get more than that. And, you know, guys, let's try to fund him for more than that, so that he can give himself a cut. Although, I'll be honest myself, I'm not expecting a cut of my own comic. I mean, there'll probably be money left over, but I'm not super focused on that. It's more so knowing that I can do it and having the experience of successfully completing a comic campaign. That's my primary goal. Not necessarily to make a boatload of money. I mean, I don't really think Orgasm Girl is going to be winning any awards for obvious reasons. But, you know, I think that having the experience of doing the comic, doing the campaign, working with other people, doing like collaborations and stuff, and learning how to campaign, really, how to get in touch with your audience and talk to them, being transparent with everything, making sure they understand everything. All of that is important to know. This is how you fund your next campaign, even if it's not the same story. As you can imagine, I'm actually really anxious to finish up the Orgasm Girl story. It's been on hold forever. Forever. So I just want to get it done. Get it out there, see what you guys think, and if it's even worth doing a second issue on, you know? Is it worth doing a whole series on this wacky comic? Because if it's not, I'm just going to move on to the next thing. I've got plenty of ideas. I've got plenty of stories, plenty of scripts that haven't been drawn up yet. Some things I'm thinking, okay, this story needs a specific art style that I don't think I can do myself, so I would have to get somebody else on it, you know? Some stories, however, I'm thinking, I could probably draw this, maybe. I'm still kind of like about drawing my own stuff. Not because like I'm lazy per se, although I am a little bit anxious, a little bit impatient with some things. But the real reason is because I'm not sure if I'm really at that level yet. I'm very uncertain of myself if I can really draw my own thing and really make it look professional for people to enjoy, because I don't want people to look at my stuff and be like, man, that doesn't look good. I sure like this person who made it, but I'd like to support this person, but oof. You know what I mean? And Ellie 2 has been going really good so far because I've learned the wonders of drawing with vectors, which has saved me a lot of time lot of energy, and I think has helped because if I'm not wasting so much time, I think I just draw better. I think it's the mere impatience of trying to draw something over and over again that makes me extra bad, worse than I actually should be. But I'm also not sure if drawing with vectors is cheating for that same exact reason. But yeah, vectors are good. They're a good thing. So you're gonna notice a mass improvement for Ellie too. I also simplified some of the character designs, which I think has made them a lot faster and easier to draw, which is important, especially if I'm going to be animating some shorts with some characters from Ellie the Eliminator. It's very important to have their design simplistic. I really like Ellie's design. It's a design that I felt like, this is good. This is correct. This is how Ellie would look. If it's in the program, it's not cheating, it's a tool. Thank you. That makes me feel better. Oh, thank you again for another 5 years, de facto leader. Have you watched Happy Harry's Hoo-Ha 2 How-Tos? It's a long-form animation tutorial series done by none other than Harry Partridge. Partridge. Why did I read that like that? Might help out. Well, thank you. But I don't know, man. Animation takes a long time. And I'm not sure if I should, there's a certain amount of things that you kind of have to ask yourself, should I do this all with me and nobody else with me? Or that sounded a little bit weird when I said it like that. But should I do this all on myself, or should I just invest in it? Put some money out, hire some people, and get it done, and just hope that you can make the money back. And for a lot of people, I think they'll rather want to do it themselves. Not only because, it'll save them money, but because they can make sure it's the way that they want it. Sometimes there's kind of a disconnect when you talk with other artists. Sometimes they'll kind of fight back against you, like, no, I want to do it like this way's better, But yeah, it's difficult decisions. But animation, because it takes so much time, and I have so much stuff that I'm always doing, not just YouTube, obviously, but all the comics, all the writing for the comics, I should say. Oh, I guess I am drawing Ellie, but yeah. But because of that, I'm not sure if I could really dedicate too much time to animation. So maybe I would just be better off hiring other people and investing in it. But, thank you again, George. I saw it. How about something like that manga you reviewed a couple days ago? Forget. Really liked it and think you could really ride on that groove. The manga? Oh, you mean the isekai. Yeah, I definitely have 2 isekai stories in mind that I've been working on. One of them, I'm done the whole story. One of them, it's kind of just in my mind, but it's super funny. Both of them are super funny, in my opinion, my humble opinion. I'm biased, of course, but, sometimes you need a second set of eyes on your stuff. Everyone needs a second set of eyes on their stuff. That is 100% true, my man. It's true. Sometimes you can't see what's wrong with your stuff because you've just been looking at it so long. And obviously you have your own personal bias for it. And that's also the reason why when you flip the image, you can kind of see things that were wrong with it. You can see things that were wrong with the drawing that you didn't even notice before. It's because you're just looking at it in a new, different way. That stuff has always been kind of wrong with the art. You just couldn't tell because you had been looking at it for so long. And it's the same thing with writing too. It's the same thing. You need to have other eyes on it, other opinions, other advice to see what can be fixed. Everything needs fixing. Sorry, the chat just jumped up at lightning speed. Dreamer out there, thank you for the $5. I'm not a good enough artist. I'm still drawing my own comic for me and just to make it, get it out of my head. Def, the more I do, the better I get. That's true, man. It takes practice, obviously. Everyone says, if you want to get good, practice. Yeah. But it's the same principle for most things in life. You need experience. The more experience you have, the better you'll be in the future. And it's not just doing it, but also doing research on it, learning new things about how to do it, and stuff that you didn't know before. Like, I didn't really know what vectors really were for a long time. And then later on, I sort of understood it. And I thought that it was just a worse way of drawing. And then I learned about all these features that clip art has for vectors. And I realized, oh, this is actually way better, way easier. It cuts down on so much time. And I'm drawing better because it's cutting down so much time. Are vectors really that good? Well, the thing about vectors is when you draw with vectors, the computer basically maps out your line. So you can morph the specific lines that you've done. And there's an eraser option where it can make cleanup super easy, where like your lines intersect. You can clean that up without having to do it like a surgery. And there's also a tool where you can make your lines thicker or thinner, so you can play with the line weight. And like I said, it just saves a lot of time, because then you don't have to keep on redrawing to get everything super perfect, because you can edit the lines better when you work with vectors. That's my experience anyway. Sounds rad. Thanks, Dan. Oh, no problem. Try my best. Thoughts on Tumblr art style? Oh, you mean like fan art, or do you mean like the B-face art, or I don't know, man. I enjoy fan art most of the time. I haven't been on Tumblr in a really long time. I left Tumblr specifically because it was making me super depressed, and I was just, I'm gonna have an honest moment with you guys. Back when I was on Tumblr, I acted like a bit of a cunt. And I think being around the type of people who were on Tumblr kind of contributed to that. It made me act not good, and it didn't make me feel good. It was bad. It was a bad experience. I had to get off Tumblr. I don't know if the same thing is going to go down with Twitter. I know that a lot of people say that Twitter is equally as bad as Tumblr, or worse even. Twitter, I know a lot of good people on Twitter that I like to communicate with, but I can definitely see why Twitter would drive a lot of people crazy, because there's a lot of nasty shit on there. Nasty people on there. And I think at this point in my life, I've grown to the point where I don't let those people affect my personality, per se, or how I treat people. I'd like to think, at least. But it still bums me out. Even if it's not affecting how nice or mean I am to other people, it still bums me out. Do you review subscribers' art? I do have fan art Fridays. What's the next fan art Friday gonna be? I have to start collecting fan art again, guys. People, they send me fan art through Twitter or through my email. If you don't want to be anywhere near Twitter, I 100% understand, since I've just been talking about Twitter. But yeah, you can definitely send me some fan art. Or, well, I specifically review fan art of either like me or my characters, or yeah, I think that's about it. But we stick to a theme, basically. It's me, my characters, my stoof, or maybe just something funny. But yeah. So I'll start collecting fan art again. Well, I'll let you know when the next Fan Art Friday is going to be. Next Friday, I'm going to have Fresher Luke on, which is one of the reasons why I'm mentioning his Indiegogo, because he's going to be on the channel. We're gonna talk about his project. You know him. He's been here before. I've been on him before. I've been on his channel before. Oh God. Well, you get a high quality camera for your pretty face. Trying. Part of it really is the lighting. I know people, they don't really believe me, but the biggest problem with the camera really is the lighting. I'm working towards getting those stand-up lights to help, but I don't think they'll let me ship them. I guess because the lights will break or something. So I'll have to figure that out. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Bright lights to increase resolution. Of course, yeah. So this camera isn't that bad. It is a little bit like grainy, I guess. But it's not so bad that I would get like a really high quality stand-up camera. I don't really think I need that where I am right now. Oh, I guess we're almost at 40K. That'll be fun, right? Get the brand new lights to celebrate 40,000 subscribers? Huh? All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up in maybe 4 minutes. I didn't give you the warning, so we'll do 4 more minutes. Lights are probably from China. Probably. I don't know. I should probably be looking on Amazon or something. Someone who is used to shipping during a pandemic. Warning signed. Yeah, give you the warning. I mean, I can't just be like, okay, bye. You know? I feel like I need to let the chat know I will be leaving in a few minutes. So if you had anything you wanted to ask, anything you wanted to say, let's get that done with before I skedaddle. Awesome stream today. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like I talked about a lot of things. Hopefully things that you found interesting. Can't you shout wannabe? So sudden, yeah. I didn't have any caffeine today, so I've been tired for most of the day, but I have been having these knockoff ice drinks, which have vitamins in them, so that's close enough, right? Close enough to caffeine. You do have to limit how much caffeine that you drink, because then you'll get all messed up in the brain. Or worse, you'll start craving it. Caffeine cravings. Yeah. It's such a stupid thing to be addicted to. Caffeine. You read comics? I do read comics. Actually, guys, if you ever want to send your comics to me for review, you can, in fact, do that. You can send them to me digital via my email, or you can send that to my P.O. box, which you should actually email me to know, because I don't want to make my P.O. box super public just yet. But if you email me saying that you want to send me a comic, I'll let you know what my P.O. box is. The email you can find on my channel. I think it should be under the About section. You scroll down, you find my email address. I could just tell you it, of course, but I assume that people would know where to find it. It's just trishkafari@gmail.com. Yes. For some reason, I wanted to say gmail.net, but that's not correct. It's gmail.com. Yeah, I don't really flash around the email because I don't want weirdos sending me shit. I've met a fair share of weirdos online. Trust me. How did you react when Dannphan mentioned you in that interview? What? What are you talking about? Okay, I'll have to look that up later, I guess. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Sorry, I've been distracted. Thank you for joining me on this lovely live stream. I'm sure that you've had fun, mostly because I can hear you saying that you had fun. So that's good. That means my live streams are getting better. We're not super awkward anymore. Hey. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. And hopefully we'll see each other next time on another live stream, or, through spirit, at least. All right. I'll see you guys. Bye.